My name is Emma. I was born in a small village in the north of France. My father was a farmer. My mother died when I was young. My father worked hard, but we did not have much money. Our house was small and old, but clean. When I was a little girl, I liked to read. I read about love, about big houses, about people who wore beautiful clothes and went to parties. I dreamed of that life. I did not want to stay in the village forever. I wanted more. When I was 15, my father sent me to a convent school. The sisters were kind but strict. We prayed every day and studied a lot. I liked the silence and the clean rooms, but I liked reading more than praying. I read stories about rich people and love. I wanted a life like the stories. I wanted to wear silk dresses and ride horses. I wanted someone to love me like in the books. One day, I met a man named Charles Bovary. He was a doctor in a nearby town. He came to our village to care for a sick farmer. My father liked him. Charles was quiet and gentle. He had kind eyes. He was not rich, but he had a good job. After a few visits, my father said Charles was a good man. Soon Charles asked to marry me. My father said yes. I did not love Charles, but I thought I could be happy with him. I thought life with a doctor would be better than life on the farm. The wedding day was simple. There was food, music, and laughter. Everyone in the village came. People said I was beautiful. I wore a white dress and felt proud. I thought my new life was starting. I thought I would be happy forever. But after the wedding, everything was quiet again. Our house was not big. It was clean but plain. Charles went to work every day. He was kind to me, but he was not exciting. He liked to sit after dinner and talk about his patients. He never read books. He never spoke about dreams. I started to feel bored. Charles loved me very much, but I felt empty. I tried to make our house pretty. I bought new curtains and painted the walls. I played the piano and read my books. I wanted to make life more beautiful, but Charles did not notice much. He was happy with small things. He thought I was happy too. I smiled and said I was fine, but inside, I was tired of the same days. I wanted something more. One day, we were invited to a big house in the country. The man was a rich noble, and Charles had helped him once. When we arrived, I could not believe my eyes. The house was huge and full of light. The people were dressed in fine clothes. They danced, laughed, and spoke about Paris. I felt like I was inside one of my books. The food was delicious, the music soft, and the rooms smelled of flowers. I danced all night and forgot my small home. I did not want the evening to end. When we came back, I could not stop thinking about that night. I wanted to live like those people. I wanted their life, their clothes, their joy, but I was only a doctor's wife in a small town. Charles did not understand my sadness. He said, "You should rest, Emma. You think too much." His words made me angry. He did not see how unhappy I was. Months passed, and nothing changed. Charles worked. I stayed at home. I read more, dreamed more, and started to feel lost. When I walked in the garden, I looked at the road and wished to see someone or something new. I wanted to escape my quiet life. I wanted to love and be loved with passion. After some time, we moved to another town, Yonville. Charles said it was better for his work. I hoped it would also be better for me. In the new town, I met new people. One of them was a man named Leon. He was young and kind. He liked books and music like me. We talked about stories, about Paris, about dreams. I felt close to him. For the first time in a long time, I felt alive. Leon made me laugh. He listened to me. I started to wait for him every day. Charles liked Leon too and did not see anything wrong. But I started to feel things I did not want to feel. I told myself it was only friendship. But when Leon looked at me, my heart beat faster. He looked shy and sweet, but I saw in his eyes that he liked me too. I tried to stay calm, but I thought of him all the time. I wanted him to say something, but he never did. One day he told me he was going to Paris to study law. I smiled, but I felt pain. When he left, I felt empty again. After Leon left, I was sad for many months. I could not read or play the piano. Charles did not know why I cried. He thought I was sick. He called another doctor to help me. The doctor said I needed rest and peace. Charles took care of me, but I did not want his care. I wanted love, beauty, and excitement. One day, a rich landowner named Rodolphe came to see Charles. He was tall, handsome, and confident. He spoke in a charming way. When he looked at me, he smiled like he knew what I was thinking. I tried not to show interest, but he started visiting more often. He said kind words to me. He told me I was beautiful, different from other women. His words made me feel special. Soon, I could not stop thinking about him. Rodolphe understood what I wanted. He said life should be free and full of love. I started to believe him. He kissed me one afternoon, and I did not stop him. I felt happy and afraid. I thought I had finally found true love. I met him in secret many times. I told him my dreams. I said I wanted to run away with him, to start a new life somewhere far away. Rodolphe smiled and said yes. I believed him. I planned everything. I wrote letters, packed clothes, and waited for the day we would leave. I dreamed of freedom, of a life full of love and beauty. I thought I was finally happy. But on the night before we were to leave, Rodolphe sent me a letter. He said he could not go. He said it was impossible. He said he was sorry. When I read his letter, I felt weak. I could not breathe. Everything around me looked dark. I dropped the letter and fell on the floor. Charles found me later. He thought I was sick again. He stayed by my side all night. He did not know the reason for my pain. I did not tell him. I said nothing. I cried quietly and thought my heart would break. Rodolphe never came back. He forgot me. but I could not forget him. I wanted to die. Weeks passed. My body became weak. Charles cared for me like a child. I felt shame, but also sadness. I looked at him and saw how kind he was. He loved me deeply, but I could not love him back the same way. I felt trapped again, but now I was also broken. As I sat by the window and watched the people on the street, I thought of all the dreams I had when I was a girl. I thought life would be full of love and beauty. But now, I saw only sadness. The world I wanted did not exist. Still, part of me hoped that one day something would change again. I did not know how or when, but I hoped to feel alive once more. Before I continue rest of the story, please like, subscribe, share, and tell me where you are listening from. Your support means a lot to me. Now let's continue. After the letter from Rodolphe, I stayed in bed for many weeks. I did not eat much. I did not want to see anyone. Charles was worried. He called the doctor again, but no one could help me. I felt tired all the time. Sometimes I cried for hours without a reason. I did not want to live. The world looked gray. The house felt empty. I missed Rodolphe, but I also hated him. I thought of the things he said to me and how I believed every word. I wanted to forget, but I could not. Months passed, and slowly I stood up again. I started to walk in the garden, to read a little, to play the piano. Charles was happy to see me better. He did not ask questions. He was just glad I smiled again. I tried to be a good wife. I helped him with small things. I spoke kindly and tried to seem normal, but my heart was still cold. Nothing felt real. One day, Charles said we should go to the city to see a play. I did not want to go at first, but then I said yes. I thought maybe the city would make me feel alive again. When we reached the theater, I was surprised by the lights and the people. The women wore beautiful dresses, and the music was soft and sweet. I looked around and suddenly saw a face I knew. It was Leon. He was sitting near the stage, older and more handsome than before. My heart started to beat faster. When he turned his head, he saw me too. His face changed. He looked shocked, then happy. After the play, Charles wanted to go home, but Leon came to speak to us. He smiled, and his eyes were warm. He asked how I was. I said I was fine, but I could not stop looking at him. I felt something come back to life in me. A few days later, Leon came to visit us in Yonville. He said he had missed his old friends. He spoke with Charles, but I knew he came to see me. When Charles left the room, we talked quietly. Leon said he had never forgotten me. I said the same. We both knew what we felt, even if we said little. After that day, we started to meet more often. At first, we met in the church or on the street. Then we started to meet in small cafes. I told myself it was only friendship, but I knew it was not. Leon was gentle and kind. He spoke about books, music, and love. He said I was beautiful, and I wanted to believe him. I felt young again. I felt like my life had color again. Soon, our meetings became secret. I wrote him small notes. I told Charles I was going to the church or to visit a friend, but I went to see Leon. We walked by the river or sat in a room he had rented in the town. He held my hand, and I forgot everything. I forgot Charles, my house, my past, and my pain. I thought I was finally living the life I wanted. But that life was full of lies. I started to spend money to look beautiful for Leon. I bought new dresses, shoes, and jewelry. The shop owner, Monsieur Leroux, told me not to worry about money. He said I could pay later. I believed him and took more things. I wanted to look like a woman from the city, not a doctor's wife from a small town. Every time I saw Leon, I felt happy, but when I went home, I felt empty again. Charles did not understand. He thought I was tired or sick. He worked hard, and I felt sorry for him sometimes. But then I thought of Leon and forgot everything. I lived between lies and dreams. The bills started to come. The shop owner wanted money. I did not tell Charles. I asked Leon for help, but he did not have enough. He said he was also in trouble. I felt afraid, but I smiled and said it would be fine. I still bought things I could not pay for. I wanted to keep the dream alive. As time passed, Leon began to change. He was still kind, but I could see he was tired of our secret. He stopped writing as much. He said he was busy with work. When I saw him, he looked distant. I tried to make him love me again, but he was cold. I asked him if he loved me. He said yes, but I knew he did not mean it anymore. My heart hurt, but I said nothing. I could not lose him too. Then one day, I received a letter from the shop owner. He said if I did not pay soon, he would take my furniture and sell it. I was shocked. I tried to find money, but there was none. I went to Leon and cried. I asked him to help me, but he said he could not. I saw fear in his eyes. I knew it was over. I went home and looked at my house. Everything I had was not mine anymore. Charles was still kind, still loving, but I felt trapped. I hated the walls, the rooms, the quiet. I wanted to escape again, but there was no one left to save me. I thought of Rodolphe, of Leon, of the life I wanted, and it all felt far away. The shop owner came again. He said he would speak to Charles if I did not pay. I begged him not to. He said he would wait 2 more days. I tried to find help. I went to many people, but no one gave me money. I walked for hours, crying, but all doors stayed closed. I even went to Rodolphe's house. I had not seen him in years. I asked him for help. He looked sorry but said no. He said he could not. I left his house and walked alone on the road. The world looked dark again. When I came home, the house was quiet. Charles was reading in the next room. I went upstairs and sat on the bed. I looked at the mirror. My face looked older. My eyes were tired. I thought about my life, about all the things I wanted and all the mistakes I made. I saw that everything I tried to hold turned to dust. I saw that I had hurt the people who loved me and lost the people I loved. I did not know what to do. I was afraid of the shame, of the truth, of the future. I wanted to sleep and never wake up. I opened a small box in the cupboard. Inside was something I had seen before at the pharmacy. It was a small bottle with white powder. The pharmacist said it was poison. I held it in my hand for a long time. I thought of my father, of Charles, of Léon, of Rodolphe, of my daughter. I felt tears on my face. I whispered, I wanted a different life. Then I drank from the bottle. At first, nothing happened. Then I felt pain. I lay down on the bed and closed my eyes. I heard Charles calling my name, but his voice sounded far away. I wanted to tell him I was sorry, but my mouth could not move. The room became dark. Everything was quiet. When I opened my eyes again, I was lying on the bed. Charles was beside me. His face was white with fear. He called my name many times. He ran to bring the doctor, but I could not speak. My body hurt. I tried to breathe, but it was hard. I saw the doctor's face, and then I saw the priest. They whispered to each other. I understood that I was dying. I was not afraid anymore. I looked at Charles. He was crying. He took my hand and said, "You will be fine, Emma." But we both knew it was not true. I wanted to tell him that I was sorry for everything, for my lies, for my cold heart, for not loving him enough. I wanted to tell him he did not deserve this pain, but my mouth could not move. I only looked at him. I wanted him to know that he was the only one who really loved me. As the hours passed, the room became quiet. The doctor left. The priest said prayers. Charles held my hand. I looked at him one last time. Then everything went dark. When I was gone, Charles did not understand what had happened. He sat beside me for a long time, holding my cold hand. He called my name again and again. The house was silent. Then he fell to the floor and cried. The next day, people from the town came to see him. They whispered in the streets. Some said I had been sick. Others said I had done something terrible. The shop owner came with papers. He wanted his money. Charles told him to go away. He did not care about the money anymore. He cared only about me. The days after my death were heavy. Charles did not eat much. He walked around the house like a shadow. He went into my room and looked at my things. He opened my drawers, touched my clothes, and looked at my books. One day, he found a box of letters. They were from Rodolphe and Léon. He read them all. When he finished, he sat down and said nothing. He did not shout or cry. He just sat there, silent and broken. After that day, Charles changed completely. He did not go to work much. He walked to the cemetery every morning and sat by my grave. He spoke to me as if I could hear him. He said he still loved me, that he forgave me. He said he only wanted to be with me again. Our little daughter, Berta, was still small. She did not understand what had happened. She asked where I was. Charles said, "Your mother is sleeping." But she saw his tears and started to cry too. They lived alone in the house. Charles tried to care for her, but he was too sad. He stopped working. People in the town started to avoid him. They said he looked like a ghost. One evening, a man came to collect the money I owed. Charles had nothing left to pay him. The man took our furniture, our piano, and my dresses. He took everything. Charles did not stop him. He sat in the chair and looked at the empty room. He whispered my name again and again. A few months later, people found Charles lying by my grave. His eyes were closed and his face looked calm. He had died quietly, like a man who had finally stopped hurting. The town buried him beside me. Some people felt sorry for him. Others said it was fate. Our daughter Berta went to live with my aunt. The aunt was poor and had many children. Berta worked in a factory when she grew older. She lived a hard life, but she never forgot her parents. Sometimes she walked past our old house. The garden was wild now. The windows were broken. The house looked cold and lonely, just like I once felt inside. Many years later, people still spoke my name. Some said I was foolish. Some said I was only a woman who wanted too much. But no one really knew what I felt. They did not know how it was to live with dreams that never came true. They did not know how heavy it felt to want love, beauty, and life, and find only silence. If I could speak again, I would tell them I did not want to hurt anyone. I only wanted to feel alive. I wanted a life full of color, music, and love. But my heart wanted too much, and my hands could not hold it. I broke everything I touched. My marriage, my peace, my soul. Charles was the only one who loved me truly, but I saw it too late. When I looked at him that last night, I understood that real love is quiet. It is not made of music or lights or fine clothes. It is made of care and patience and small things. I saw it at the end, but I could not go back. My story is not a happy one. I wanted more than I had. I dreamed too high. And in the end, the dream was stronger than me. I lost everything. My husband, my child, my home, and my life. If you listen to my story, remember this. Be careful with your dreams. Some dreams give light, but others burn. I wanted a different life, but I did not see the beauty that was already around me. Now my name is only a memory, a quiet sound in a small town that once knew me. And that is how my story ends. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and subscribe to English Medium Stories. Stay with us for more classic stories in easy English.